The sting from this little ant feels like a gunshot. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Bug of the Week, part 26, brought to you by Lil Dudes Insect Academy. If you are new here, consider subscribing. We are non-profit. We are completely run off of donations, so if that is something you're interested in contributing to, there's a link to our website down below where you can donate to make this possible. But if you don't want to do that, then you are totally welcome to drop a subscribe and a like, maybe even comment down below. That really helps us out, and that's a free way to help us out, so that's really awesome. That's right, guys, I am back. I'm so psyched to be back here on YouTube after a little break. Not very little break, actually. It was quite long. I was just a little bit busy graduating high school and whatnot, little life events such as that. But that aside, I am super excited to be back here. I'm planning on uploading every single week for you guys moving forward, and I'm super psyched. I have a whole bunch of episodes lined up, basically endless topics. So, this is week 26. It hasn't actually been 26 weeks since I started Bug of the Week like I wanted it to be, but I am super excited to be back and doing this again. I really enjoyed doing these when I had the time, so I'm excited that I will work this into my schedule again, and I don't plan on taking a big break like that anytime soon. So before I disappeared off of YouTube, we were in the middle of a small series where I was highlighting the 4 most painful stinging insects. We were all the way to number 4. We did the velvet ant, the tarantula hawk wasp, the warrior wasp, and there was number 1 that I didn't get to, but today we're going to talk about the number 1 most painful sting of any insect in the whole world. So if you don't recall what the pain index was, basically this entomologist named Justin Schmidt went around the world and got stung by pretty much every stinging insect that he could get his hands on and ranked them on a list. And that's where we get the Schmidt Pain Index, and it's basically, from his opinion and his experience, what stings should you look out for, which ones are the most painful, and which ones aren't really to worry about. So, we are on to the number 1 spot, which is the bullet ant. This is Paraponera clavata, or the bullet ant. Inhabiting the neotropical rainforests of Central and South America, the worker ants of this species can measure up to 1 inch in length, making them one of the largest ant species, and yes, the queens of this species are even larger than the workers are. Bullet ants are equipped with an impressive set of mandibles, which they use to forage and fight off predators. Despite their large size, bullet ants can actually be very proficient climbers, often seen climbing high in the canopy of the rainforest, and even occasionally constructing their nests up there. Like most other ants, bullet ants use pheromones to communicate with each other, and I've talked about pheromones a few other times on the channel, but essentially pheromones are a special scent that an animal can put off. Many ants do this, where they put off a scent and it will actually communicate, it will actually signal to either their fellow colony members or maybe predators or maybe other species or other colonies of ants about certain things. So they have a special one for, this is where the food is, this is a dangerous area, this is where a predator could be. They use all these different kinds of pheromones to communicate different things within the colony. So if they're foraging for food, they'll actually leave a pheromone on their way out so that they can find their way back to their own colony. And that's kind of how different colonies of ants don't get mixed up with each other, is because each colony has a unique pheromone that they put off. I go a little bit more in depth about pheromones in the Weaver ant episode, which I'll leave the card up here, so you can go watch that after you're done with this, but I talk a little bit more about pheromones in that episode. That is what their extra long antennae are for. Ants use their antennae to sense and pick up those pheromones. So in addition to these long antennae, these ants are also equipped with very effective compound eyes, as well as a set of simple eyes, which sense light and shadows. Now, because these ants are so large, they take extra long to grow into adulthood, meaning a colony is actually much smaller in numbers than the average ant colony. Due to the large size, impressive mandibles, and powerful sting of this species, workers are often seen foraging in a solitary manner, which is quite unusual for ants. Usually they go out in scouting groups or foraging groups, but you will often see bullet ants all by themselves doing the same things. I actually had the opportunity to see bullet ants in the wild on my trip to Panama back in 2015, and so that was really cool to see them actually out there in the wild foraging and doing their thing. Now is the time you have all been waiting for, the sting. Although the stinger itself of the bullet ant is quite large, the pain from this sting is mostly due to a special toxin produced by this ant. The bullet ant creates a unique toxin known as ponerotoxin, which is a paralyzing neurotoxic peptide made only by the bullet ant. This unique neurotoxin results in a sting unlike any other, possibly the most powerful and painful insect sting out there. This is how this ant earned its namesake, as the sting is similar to that of a bullet. Now, same thing with all the other stings. This sting is extremely painful, but hasn't taken any human lives and doesn't possess any lethal power. Now, this ant also only stings when provoked and never shows really any aggression, so the only accidental stings occur when stepped on or leaned upon. However, being stung by a bullet ant has become somewhat of a rite of passage for entomologists everywhere. Now, here's another crazy and possibly my favorite fact about bullet ants. Deep in the Amazonian rainforest, there is a tribe of people who have a crazy tradition. In order to prove their worth and pass into manhood, the young boys of this tribe must undergo an excruciating ritual. This ritual includes them hunting down dozens of bullet ants in the rainforest, putting about 30 of these ants into the lining of two gloves, and putting on and taking off these gloves over and over again over the course of several minutes. By the end of this ritual, these boys have withstood over 50 stings, all in the hands from these ants. This is what it takes in order to prove yourself as a man in this tribe. Oh yeah, they're also doing this while performing a ritualistic dance and chant. So imagine trying to be coordinated and sing while being stung 50 times in the hands by an ant that is often compared to a bullet. That is absolutely crazy and insane. I've seen videos of people doing it, and it's unreal. If you enjoyed learning about the bullet ant, let me know what your favorite fact about them is down in the comments below. I'd really love to hear what you think. So like I said earlier, I am so psyched to be back here on YouTube. I really liked making these videos, and I'm excited for the weeks to come when I get the opportunity to make more and more of these for you guys to enjoy. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider dropping a like and subscribing down below, leaving a comment like I said earlier. That would really help us get back going and get these back on the algorithm for people to see, get these videos back on the home pages of people like you that are interested in this kind of thing. So, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. I will see you all next week, but until then, keep on bugging.